So this week, I want to talk a little bit about gratitude, pain, and forgiveness, and kind of the connection between the three. So sometimes we get stuck on our pain and suffering and what other people have done to us and what we've been through, which it's okay to talk about what you've been through and your suffering. But I need some of y'all to understand that another person's choices and their decisions and the pain that they've caused you are not always a personal attack directly against you. Sometimes people need to make decisions for themselves, to better themselves, to get to whatever destination they're going to, and their journey can be completely separate from your journey, and the decisions that they have to make may end up hurting you or making you feel pain, but that doesn't mean that it's a direct correlation or that it's their intention. We have to start to look at the difference between a person's intention and your own perception. For example, say one of your friends or your family members, you haven't heard from them in 2 weeks and you've been going through something. And in your mind, you're like, oh wow, I haven't heard from this person. They haven't been around. They acting funny. And your feelings might be hurt. But maybe that person was just taking time for themselves. Maybe they had stuff going on. Maybe they were going through something. Maybe they needed to be alone. Do any of those things have anything to do with you? No. Sometimes the pain that people inflict on you is really not intended to hurt you. More, that person might just be being selfish, and they're making decisions based on their own impulses. They're making decisions based on their own reflection of character. That person might be going through something. That person might be looking for love and attention and happiness and temporary joy in another situation, not even considering how it's going to make you feel, but rather only considering how it's making them feel at the time. Now, I know that's a hard concept to grasp. Like, you would think to say, well, if that person cares about me and that person loves me, wouldn't they make a better decision? And that may be true, but who's perfect? Nobody. Think about your most down and out time and maybe some of the mistakes that you've made, and what were the reasons why you made those mistakes. It wasn't because you were thinking about somebody else. No, you were thinking about yourself. And that's what it really boils down to. Sometimes the things that other people do are a direct reflection of their character and not a reflection of yours. So when you think it to yourself, well, what could I have done differently? What did I do wrong? How come I don't deserve this and I'm still going through it? How come this person didn't think I was worth this or worth that? But really, you're questioning yourself when that's a flaw that they have to deal with. You didn't do anything wrong. You had no control over what another person does. You can only control what you do. You can only control how you react. So if you take that and you say, okay, I can't control what this person is doing, they're making a choice to make these decisions and to take these actions. How is that a reflection of me? The only thing that's a reflection of you is how you react to the situation. That's it. What you do afterwards, because if that person does something wrong and then you decide, oh well, I gotta go get revenge, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, what does that say about your character? Going tit for tat, going back and forth, that means you're drawn into that drama, you're drawn into that negativity. And while it may feel good temporarily to do these things, what does it say in the long run? You're still gonna be hurt, you're still gonna dwell on it, you're still not going to be over it. You have to know for your own self-worth that, okay, you know what? I'm not this type of person, and I don't want to be that type of person. I'm going to take this situation, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to move on. Because you know what? Every negative experience, everything that's ever caused you pain, you can think of something positive that came out of it. You may not want to. It might hurt to actually sit down and think about it. But this is where gratitude comes in. You have to be able to evaluate every situation. That breakup might have hurt. Getting fired might hurt. Something not going your way might hurt. But think about how it played out afterwards. How did you act? What did you do? What did you learn? You might have lost that job, and then 2 weeks later, you might have found an even better job where you might be getting paid more. You might have better opportunities. You might have lost that person, but here 6 months later, somebody else walks into your life that done you better than anyone ever has before. But if you don't allow yourself that opportunity to grow and learn and think about the things you've been through and how you came out of it, you're never going to be able to appreciate the good and the bad. No one lives a perfect life. That's not what we're here for. Being uncomfortable, being hurt, suffering causes us to say, how am I going to get out of this? What am I going to do next? And then after you learn what you do next and you get better and you grow, your next responsibility is to teach that to somebody else. Show somebody else the right way. Share your vision. Share your experience. Tell people what you've been through and how you can get to the next stage. And don't do it in a negative way. I was listening to a segment by T.D. Jakes this morning. And he said, it's not about what you do when you're down. It's about what you do when you're up. And we get so judgmental, like, I would never do that. I can't believe that person did this, or I can't believe that person did that, blah, blah, blah. But all I know is you never know what you're going to do until you're actually in that situation. You don't know what somebody's state of mind is. You don't know what they're going through, what they've been through, and what's their intention going forward. So for you to be judgmental and even think that you're going to be much better in the same scenario, it doesn't make sense. Because people will do anything when they're down. When you're in a position that you don't want to be in, you're going to do anything to find your happiness, to feel those temporary emotions. We already know how people going to act when they're down. But when you're up and everything's going good, what are you doing with yourself? Are you still making those good decisions? Are you doing the right thing when nobody's looking? Do you care about your integrity? Or are you just getting by, doing little things on the low? Oh, nobody know about it. Ain't nobody gonna find out about it. Let me get my temporary happiness. But how does that work out for you in the long run?